Hi folks, this is Dan at Do It Ourselves Studio again. You're about to listen to part 3 of the first kind of episode or series of episodes for the Music Exchange mixer that we decided to put together. By now you know the drill. The sound quality isn't amazing on this first set of 4. Next month we'll do a much better job. We've learnt lessons on this one. But yeah, if you're this far, you know the drill. Here's part 3. Enjoy. Right, should we go for another tune? Yeah. I'm going to say, Mark, you've not put one on, but what? Have you got a selection for?
I did put one on the thing. But
oh, did you? I've
yeah,
not fucking seen it.
I think I put...
A minute.
If this has a flute in, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Oh, is it Jungle Deep?
No, that's Charlie's. It is.
I like that one.
Enzo Segoza and Michael James. I'll go for Harmonise.
Is it spelt right?
With a Z.
Good thing.
That counts as incorrect.
Anything with a Z.
Enzo Segoza.
Oh yeah, yours went on Spotify, really.
Oh yeah. Oh, so is this the one that has a... Well, you won't know this link, but Mars, Dark Side of the Moon, sort of. You keep saying that.
One is called I think I put for the song of the month. I put Nomad of the Universe.
Yeah. So that clip is used on the Mars song. Is it? Oh God. Do you know M.A.R.A.S? It's not Pump Up Volume. What is it? It's like it's a really old sort of rave tune. It's like LFO, but it's similar. Well, we'll listen to that, and then we'll listen to
it. Nomad of the Universe.
Go on then, put that one on.
I don't want to replace it. I don't want to go to the rock. Right, okay. It's going to let us listen, isn't it? We should technically buy this, but I mean, we shouldn't.
I'd bought that one though.
Control.
It's probably a bit different from what's been on.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Is it a bit loud?
Yeah, I've disconnected from the mixer, so I've got here.
Everything's ready, bring the dogs over the meat in the
Immediately like this is techno.
I see house as like a big like I'd still class it as like house music, but is it not? I don't know. I don't really know what to class it as.
Maybe you actually listen to all genres, but you just call them all.
It's all like electronic and just like house, but
I didn't like it.
So you're a bit of a genre queen. Can you give us a...
It's definitely... It's a little bit... Okay, so we're going to go kick drums, because I know about kick drums. That's definitely more of a techno kick drum.
Yeah.
But it's obviously a little bit slower.
Yeah.
But then you've got like sort of lighter elements, like the stopping, it's not quite 4/4. You've got like the gap.
It's kind of a bit like big beat.
A bit acidy as well.
I class the genres as more like the tempos of the songs.
Yeah.
So I think this is like 1:25.
Yeah, it's quite...
So I'd like, that's sort of the house range.
Yeah.
So that's why I sort of class it as that.
It's a bit more acid techno, this.
I think we're learning that you don't only like house music.
Maybe not, but it's just what I'd class it as.
It reminds me of like early
Probably
90s acid techno.
Is this a new song then?
I think it came out in 2022.
Yeah.
2022, yeah, the 11th of March. 3 years ago, 2 days ago.
Yeah. So I found it like not long ago. I think made it like.
It's new to you.
Yeah.
It's really new for this kind of music. It's kind of like.
I was going to say it sounds dead old.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Sounds a
That.
bit older.
You had it with
Yeah, well, it's a remake. It's like it's like where people wearing bell bottoms again. Do you know what I mean? It's like
An homage.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely like 808 State would be.
Yeah, just is a bit like that.
Yeah.
Hold on, this is quite Miles. Oh, is that the one? So that's not Enzo.
This is the song. This is the what I put for that.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Right, so this is Miles.
kind
Nomad
of like.
Ep1.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe like. There's this underworld track. I can't get the name of.
Yeah.
There's like this.
It's got an underworld vibe. Hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got like slightly.
Definitely
You know what I mean?
early 90s.
And then you just wait for it to go.
Yeah. I was going to say with the vocal sample in it, and it kicks off and then the vocal sample. I was like, yeah.
God, we must have an interview. We must have listened to this kind of stuff so many times.
Yeah,
and we're both like, no,
32 bars in, vocal sample starting. When's the vocal sample due? Yeah. 4 beats starting. Like,
I like it. So would you choose to listen? Would you listen to it again?
I probably have listened to it.
Just when you do.
Like, if you knew when the vocal sample was coming, come on. It's like,
It's like we're giving birth to it there, except when it goes. Would you listen to it again?
Yeah, so when I heard it through earlier today, I suppose it didn't have a quiet bit, which I sort of looked for. It just sort of like stopped and then started again, and then sometimes with an additional bit. But yeah, I couldn't. Yeah,
You want a middle A.
yeah. So I think the Mars song. I think it is Mars. I got the reception, but it takes a loop off. It does sort of hark back to that sort of like.
What is it? M-A-R-Z?
M.A.R. is the artist.
Spelled completely wrong. I think I wouldn't listen to it on my own, but I'd put it on
There's
there.
allegedly.
I'd put it on at a party, in a kitchen party. I think
Oh,
it
you
would go down
select
quite well.
it. Nice.
I'd put it on a playlist to come on during, and then deny all knowledge when people are like, is this from the 90s?
You're like, no, it's actually different to it.
Would you elect to listen to it?
I think it's a bit too much like the old sort of breakbeat early 90s stuff. I feel like I've done that, if you know what I mean. Like,
I felt like I had a bit of a come down listening to it, to be honest.
Yeah,
There was something like in 18-year-old me that was like, no. But I really
We've all
liked it.
got too much drama about house music. That's the problem. It's not
No,
to do with
but
music.
I liked it, but I wouldn't have said it was house music, which is why I was a bit
Yeah,
rude.
But I like the
Because
fact that it's not.
I don't know. I think it's just I probably just class it the wrong way. Like
Genres are just confusing, isn't
yeah,
it?
that's
You
what I
just
mean.
kinda
I've
like,
never
it's music
actually
and I like
quite
it.
got
It's like, yeah.
round what is classed as what. Like it's not like acid house and stuff like that. Like I can pick
can
bits
pick it
out
out.
which like sound like it, but I can never put like a proper name on it. So I just call it the
Yeah.
the broad.
I mean, it
Oh,
was,
no.
house
Is
is
this the
kind of
one?
like
No,
the
it isn't
OG,
it,
like
actually.
the
It's
OG.
That's what you realised it would happen earlier.
Yeah, no, it isn't this. It's somewhat.
Is it Mars?
Definitely, yeah. Look up who sampled on that maybe at some point in your life.
Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely is off an old, like early, like 90 sort of dance tune. Yeah.
It's definitely got that vibe anyway. hasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
100%. I can just imagine people going in a field.
Yeah, that's I
Yeah,
remember
With the cars in like 99.
The sound system.
Yeah, the sound.
trying to find it, and you're
Trying
just
to
like
find the car.
listening out. Like,
Yeah,
where is it?
Was it a cul-de-sac lane?
Yeah, the cul-de-sac. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that it's funny because I always say I don't like house music. Like as a I'm always
That
just like,
surprises me.
yeah.
Disgust.
But I know, don't kick me out of the group. But basically, to circle back, there was a lot of like student house nights, and I just heard like so much house. I couldn't get away from it,
Yeah.
and it wasn't really good. And it was like I'd be trying to sleep or rest or whatever, and it was just constantly. So I just had and also I didn't like a lot of the culture that went along with it. So when we'd have like hip-hop nights or like there's loads of nights we had and I really liked the culture, and for a lot of the house nights I didn't like the culture. There was a lot of a lot of straight white guys who went to the gym all the time in really tight t-shirts, and I was like, this is just, who weren't very nice to me or the staff.
Yeah, you still
And-
get that now, to be fair.
And I just,
Final bosses, we call them.
Final bosses.
but it's like,
I like the final boss. Like man
neon
shorts.
t-shirt,
Yeah,
short shorts.
no smile in the same.
but imagine that, but like you'll live there and you're not that into
Yeah,
it, it's
yeah.
just like constant. So I don't think, and even like, oh god, I don't want to slate anyone, but like there's even like some people now, and it's like part of their identity is like, oh, I live in Ancoats and I wear beige and I just love house music, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I think it's quite basic, no offence, like because
But they don't know.
Feels like this is going to be really
you don't listen to house apparently. You're an anomaly when it comes to genres. So like no, but it is quite baseline because it is pretty OG house music, yeah, and it is quite and it's fairly entry level. It's not too offensive.
Yeah,
you get some really nice stuff, and you're like, oh, I listen to dance music. Like, what is it like? House? Like, okay. And then it obviously ranges. Like,
Yeah,
I had my mind changed by NYC Down Low at
Oh, yeah,
Glastonbury. And then I went in and I was like, I get it.
get it.
That was what I needed to unlock that genre for me again.
Yeah.
Because I think I just got so like, but weirdly when people would play it, I'd be like, oh, I like this. But I think there's something about
This, yeah.
the club context I didn't like it. But after, is that the mustache one?
Sort of gay bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Loads of willies.
Yeah, that was after I went there. I
Very
was like,
knowledgeable,
this
you
is like.
I know where to see the willies.
that was it, and like I spent a few hours there, and I was like, my acceptance for house music, my house music thing has been healed. I now like it again. But yeah,
I think I had a similar same thing because I was like, oh, house music, it doesn't really like get my soul, but because I've worked at like Fatboy Slim's All Back to Minehead, and he just put loads of house classics on, and I was managing them as like artists and stuff, and like that really helps. If you're like stuck in a room basically for 3 days like, listening to house music,
you're
like,
supposed to like Stockholm syndrome.
I mean, yeah, well, all right, fair enough. But I like it now. Okay, it's like, that worked. Like,
I think it's going, I don't know, I think a lot more like hide and seek is a good example of where it's not necessarily like all these guys in night techs and stuff. Like hide and seek's a festival, it's like in Macclesfield, but it's pretty big now, like known all around England.
They get in there.
It's sold, I think it's sold out in like an hour. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
but it's the same with Teletech, and I know it's like it's a different genre.
Yeah,
That's
but
10 minutes.
yeah, but the fact that, right, so that's really hard, industrial techno, and I have liked industrial techno and breakcore for years, and none of my friends have liked it, and then for some reason, all of a sudden, they're selling 10,000 tickets within hours at this, like, all of a sudden it's just like, oh right, so people like this now, do they? And I'm like coming out of the cupboard, like, oh, like, like this song then, and then I was like, no, put it away, no, it's quite ready. But it's still now, but yeah, it's that kind of thing where you're like, all right, it's popular now, right?
Yeah,
All right.
So I sort of understand that with well, no, I sort of understand it more with house, because house, I suppose, when you go out with younger people, like, you know, there'll be a group of you, like a third will like just hanging out with the mates, a third will like the music, and a third will like the drugs, and that can all work when you're a bit younger, but then like as you get a bit more old, then like the people that just did it to hang out with the mates sort of drop out, and like the people that like the music sort of get to find new genres, and you can't do drugs all your life, so you know, it's sort of like fizzles a little bit. So I still go out now, but it has to be core to the music. And it has to be like, you know,
not just the drugs.
I think that hide and seek's pretty core to the music. Like that is
like now on like social media and stuff, you see all the songs everyone plays, and like it's just annoying.
And it's camping.
No, it's one day.
Oh, it's just one day, right? Oh, see, that's like good.
It's pretty sick, but then they get like the guys on that quite like unknown, people
like
don't know.
With the big names as well.
With the big names as well.
That's obviously money saving and great for the little guys as well.
It's really good.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Nancy, have you got a tune that you can give us? Go on then, what's your...
It's called The Horns.
The Horns?
But you are?
It's the flute.
There might be actually...
Is it spelled right?
Nahash. Yeah, it's Nahash.
I got it. And Osheyak?
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
I have no idea how
Do you want to tell us anything about it before?
It's just, I just really love it. There you go, that's it.
It's flute,
Might
right?
actually be a flute in it.
But is it going to be breakcore?
Breakcore flute.
Oh, don't ruin the surprise. Okay.
Not break from the shop.
There you go, there's that flute.
I was going to say it's a bit like Arcade Fire. No.
It was actually on fire.
A fire in an arcade.
Light it up.
Yeah, this is all
Just needs to be
The loud one.
The laptop's not really doing what I'm asking it
Oh, it's making me want to go out.
I know it is.
Get me back to Volta.
to.
I want to be right. That's why it is. Oh my god, you just cracked it. I like it. I can't.
Is that on his sample?
It's been crushed, it's been bit crushed, that sample.
I think it's got all of the elements that I like about the songs in it, which is like a big driving beater bit. It's got a nice classical bit just to chill you out, and then it's and then it's got all the mashy up glitchy bit.
Kind of reminds me
It's
of
all like
Ene Captura, which is like a song that I heard in Ibiza.
Definitely
it has like a motorbike in it and stuff like that. Like it's just all like weird sounds.
Foley sound. I love,
together.
I love that kind of like.
I always feel like stuff like that is stuff that I hear in Seed Kitchen at like 3 a.m. downstairs. And it's always industrial noises.
Another great bar with a terrible toilet. Like,
It's just
You
not
don't
enough
go to those
toilets.
places for toilets, and
Well,
Vegan,
no,
apart
we
from
like
like-
I'm playing in there most of the time.
I like Steve.
It's too boxy. I think I'll listen to this on the headphones when I'm walking somewhere, so I'm always like,
That explains so much.
You are.
That explains so much.
that's why it's so shouty.
why is Nancy always really aggy when she gets to a place?
but you kind of like penguins, isn't it? I was actually, this is on a label called Subcult. The guy's not very famous. He's on Subcult. But I got it on when I did a Bandcamp sweep. You know, when you're feeling dead cultured and you just nip off Spotify for a bit, and you go on Bandcamp because you're like, oh, I'm an ethical human now, and I'm going to buy some songs for this mix that I was doing for my label or whatever. And yeah, we just went through and I just listened to it. But his other stuff's not as good, so I was a bit disappointed.
So it's just this one. This
Just
is
this
the one.
one.
But who is it? Because it's Nahash and there's Osheyak.
So it's Nahash,
So maybe
but
it's Osheyak that
featuring-
you're a
it-
fan of.
The Osheyak's just the flute, I think. Like,
Is it?
the artist, like. No, there was actually no flute in that. But yeah.
Yeah, I do think you'd like. I can't remember what it's called. It's called. It's something like RHI. It's like letters.
Yeah.
But yeah. The one that I heard in Ibiza was like probably that's the only one that I like from him. But the rest of it I'm not too keen on. But it's more
The
like
one with all
sort
the,
of like
nice,
it's more like sort of
interesting
a,
sounds.
So you wouldn't listen to that again?
it's a bit much for me. This.
Is it? Yeah. It's my go to Aldi song.
Yeah.
So,
We'll go to Aldi stuff. I mean, I can get it in the context of Aldi, like walking around Aldi, like,
But, like-
I need that fucking lettuce, stay off.
it's like ramming people.
When I lived in the police station over the road. No, it was like
The two of us, I'm an aggie, you're living in police station.
But like, so I lived in like it used to be a police station, but then the police left. It was like
And the police, so you were arrested.
So you were in prison.
I wasn't arrested. No,
Most people call it jail.
no, it was like guardianship, but we were like the first ones in, so there was still loads of their shit everywhere. So it was a bit odd. But we had these like mad parties, and like it was like 25 people, and like everyone whereas most people at making music are making art and making something, making a mess, making other allegedly things, and like
making love.
So basically, after I left, there was like a little meth lab explosion upstairs.
Oh, nice.
But when I was there, we'd have these big parties.
There was none of that.
There's none of that when I was there. But we'd have these big parties in like the cells, and like so our friend Charlie's room kind of backed onto all the cells, and so they'd go on for a while. But over the road, it was on Streatham High Road in London, so it's next to a massive Wetherspoons police station, and over the road was a Lidl. And like Nancy will testify, I love a job. So like 9-10 a.m. when Lidl opened and everyone needed more booze, I'd just be there like raring to go, and like just like put my headphones in and everyone would ask, how can you go outside? And I'd just be there with like all these bags through Lidl like from the night before. Like,
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, going through.
Yeah, one of my nicknames is Big Shop Nance. For a similar reason.
Is this my friend?
Yeah, like, we saw each other in the supermarket. I was really happy. I'm not going to talk to her.
Headphones out. Like,
They didn't want to speak to her. She's been in here 5 times.
Big shop Nance.
why are you Big Shop Nance?
Oh, because I did all the big shops when I was in Barcelona and everyone was off the tits.
Yeah.
And like I was the only one, and I used to come with all the 20 bags of sangria and be like, there you go. There was like 16 women that went on this hen do, and like they were like, oh, Big Shop Nance. Never lost it. Like, I'm a big shop, don't you? Like, I actually do.
You actually do.
Listening to the break. It's the only time I get to listen to my songs.
By the way, is this still
No, it's moved on to Aberdeen, another one. I just left
Did I
it.
choose the two?
one? You are.
I thought hopefully.
This is great. It is this.
Well, the algorithm, I'm not going to mention which one, just given us Aberdeen, ABADIR. It's called Another One.
Nice.
Another one.
Another one.
DJ featuring DJ Khaled. It's not.
You're
Khalid.
Khalid.
No, it's not.
Oh, right.
No, it's not. It's just called Another One. Which is that him? Is it Khalid who does Another One?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a note of that.
Yeah, because I used to quite like Venetian snares.
Yes.
Yeah. That sort of like, that was
Yeah,
my
yeah,
only
yeah.
sort of entry into sort of that sort of.
I mean, like that's that's no move. That.
Yeah.
That's not an easy entry, is it?
I don't know if you get easy entry to play for though. Yeah.
I could probably give you an easy. I don't know if you're gonna think it's
Right.
easy though.
Yeah, but you thought Venetian Stairs was easy.
How can you?
Well, I suppose it was the most popular, I guess. And
Yeah.
It was quite popular.
But then you've got Apex Twin, which is obviously
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
obviously
yeah.
a little. I was going to say more poppy, but he wasn't. But he got like.
People knew it so mainstream.
He was popular, like
Yeah.
you know, everyone
Oh,
knows
yeah,
about
yeah,
Apex Twin, and obviously he had all his ambient works. But yeah,
Yeah.
It's
but
just,
a lot of people that I know make nice melodic breakcore.
with flutes or without
Some of them
flutes.
have got flutes in, yeah. Probably. Okay,